Just a few years ago, my watercolor journey began with this, and today my art has completely transformed into this. In this video, I will share one thing I would do it once again if I were a watercolor beginner today. I was into full-time 9 to 5 work and I had no time to create or practice art. I always wanted to paint, but I couldn't do it that because after work I had no energy or a time left to create art. And then I realized the first I need to work around to find some time. And I read this particular book, and that has completely changed my life. One of the interesting thing I did was I made a small art journal, and I have written each week plan what to paint before I go to sleep. So morning when I get up, I was not spending time to think what to paint. This also allows me to track my progress, and that was a game changer. I started with a small, very small, and I promise you, if you take away this and follow this habit, no one can stop you, my friend. But the question is how you should practice, and that's exactly I'm going to show you in this watercolor tutorial. So every morning when I get up, I used to create a small artwork every day, every single day. So that was the beautiful part of my entire journey in this watercolor. So basically, I made a very small paper, something like this, and I'm just giving an example. I'm just giving an idea. So what I did was I was just made a date. I was just planning for this entire week, and that's exactly I'm suggesting you to do this. So let's say if it is today is 14th, right? So today is 14th Feb 25, and then tomorrow 15th of Feb 25. Okay, so I plan it for a week. So I also plan what I'm supposed to paint, what I'm supposed to create an art, what kind of a practice I should be doing it. So once I clear that, so I used to create a lot of rough sketch like this. I mean, I just made it like this. So this is something I created from imagination, or sometime I'm following with the reference image, and I quickly just create day one, like on a 14th. I will just create a one sketch like this. As a beginner, that really helped me. I mean, even if you look at my earlier days work, like you see here, this one, I was just doing something like this. I was this work is before that. Also there was a quite few of more work which I did. You see here, this is 2015 I did it, and once I completed our 1 year of practice, I did it, and I reached to this level. So basically you say 17th April 2016. So this was the stage when I was, right? And I was just making such kind of a small work every single day. Okay, and that's exactly I'm just trying to show here. So I was just creating something like this from my sketchbook, from my imagination, sometimes from my reference photograph, etc. So there's a couple of dome here, and some vanishing point like this, windows, there might be canopy here like this. It might not be very perfect, and the intent was not to make perfect, because I was just having only 15 to 20 minutes of time before I go for walk, morning walk. So I was just having only 15-20 minutes to spend, and after that I used to go to my office doing my 9 to 5 kind work, all that. I understand a lot many people are finding very difficulty to finding the time for their art, and this really help you. Trust me, this is really helped me to evolve myself, and this can be done to anyone. I mean, anyone who followed this kind of strategy will definitely help them. Okay, so just imagine today on 14th, you have just made this sketch. Okay, and now you have only, just think about, you have only certain amount of time to walk. Let's say you're just given yourself 20 minutes of your time. Okay, take the color and just do something like this, like this. All you have to do is just say to your color, hello, how are you? Okay, let's say you also decide, that time I was also giving a lot of emphasis on, I mean, I was very curious to know how the light basically works, how what should I do to make my watercolor more effective in terms of light and depth. So this is basically, I'm just doing exactly the way I was just doing it way long ago, 2015, 16. Okay, like this. Something like this. And the interesting part was, it was, I mean, it wasn't taking so much of time. I mean, it's just a 15, 20 minutes. You have just made it very clear that I don't have a much time. Whatever I can do, whatever the time I could do only with this time frame. And that was allowing me to be absolutely free. There's no any sort of uh, uh, thought that how my painting will look, because this is practice session, and I was feeling okay, so this is my practice, so even if I'm making any mistake or anything, I really don't care about it. So that's exactly what was happening. So I'm just giving a little depth here and something like this. And thing is, like, doing today I'm able to do a lot of the way I wanted to make it, because I want to make it a very loose artwork. It helped me because of this, because the way I was just handling the color or this entire flow will really help me in that thing, that kind of practice I was just doing it. Okay, that's all. This is, I was just doing something like this. It took 5 minutes. Okay, now it's not an end. So I was just waiting to get this dry. Meanwhile, this was getting dry. I used to go for breathing exercise, or reading a couple of page of my favorite book. You can just do that, and meanwhile you complete it, you come back again once this thing will be dry. Okay, before I move further, I would request you to support me on Patreon to create watercolor tutorial like this. There are a lot of tiered benefits you will get once you become a member of my art community. You can join for free, and you can watch a many watercolor lesson absolutely free for you. So check that out. So now you see here, this artwork is completely dried. Now imagine that while this was getting dried, you were just reading your favorite book. Now after 10 minutes, you again came back, and you just did a little bit. This is how basically I would do it. I mean, definitely you'll have some other ideas to tackle this. You want to do it in some other time, after your breakfast, or after coming from office, or whatever it is. I mean, it's very flexible. You need to make this very flexible, right? So what I was doing is, like, once what is dried, I was just making a little bit of work here and there to get some working with depth and light. So some depth here and there. Okay, just a small uh, work here and there to, and it was all about, the intent was, and I'm just telling you all the time that when you do such kind of a practice, you should not have intent to make a good art. It's just a practice. You're just doing a practice. So the more you are spoiling your work, it's always good because you are learning. Make sure that every artwork should teach you something to learn. Right? Some window. This. And that's it. This is all you need. This is what it really helped me. Okay, and I'm not hiding you anything, my friend. I mean, if you are in that frame that I'm just hiding something, might be I was having a different approach, then I'm sorry, I don't remember. I don't remember. In fact, I can tell you from bottom of my heart, this is what it was all about when I was trying to learn watercolor way back, 15 14 15, 2014 15, like that. Okay, so I was just doing a lot of work and I made a lot many of this. I mean, I have all of them, and definitely I'll make a video of those, the painting as well. Okay, so let's say 14th you have made this, you understood, okay, what is the source of light, what is the the color, the amount of volume of water you have just put, what is the volume of depth and the light you have just given here, what is the values you have just worked around, and all that. So you worked everything, you understood something. Now do this again when you are getting up in early morning 5 a.m. And I know how tough it is to wake getting up in a 5 a.m. But I would suggest you to read this book, and there will be some motivation. There should be some motivation. If you really want to achieve something, then you have to be a little creative to manage your time, because you have to work on your regular schedule. You have a commitments, you have an office, and so many stuff. So if you have all of those, so you must have to work around that, right? Now just imagine that 15th, at 14th I did this, 15th, and if you wanted to, I used to write also, okay, what I did and all. So that's kind of a becoming gradually, it become a journal sort of thing. So you have a journey with you all the time available. You can see your entire journey of your watercolor, creative life. Okay, same thing here. Tomorrow I will wake up with a complete hope. Okay, so tomorrow I'll wake up, let's say today is 15th. Okay, so today is 15th, 14th is past, so today is 15th. I got up at 5 p.m. and I made the same thing here. I had some learning there. Okay, so this is again the same thing what I worked there. Okay, there's the same method. Okay, but I want to expand my learning. This one, I just wanted to expand my learning. I wanted to see how other things are basically works. The same concept are same, pretty much same, everything here. Okay, sketch or anything. Now what I can do is, from my reference image or from my memory or from my imagination, I will add in a few more structure, few more elements here to see, to expand, because my idea is to expand my learning every day. I should be learning something new to every single day. I will add some human figure here. Maybe there's a lot of human people here, they just here out on the street. Okay, that's the journey. So now you're actually expanding your learning from here to this. You're in the same journey, same your practice book, and this is where you have to go. Same thing, nothing special. Okay, so I'm using the same method. Now use the brown, a little brown here. Same thing. I mean, it's not like you are making completely different, but you are just adding a little more value. That's the only thing. Okay. Now just imagine that your watercolor, the light, the source of light is still from that side, from this side, right hand side, and you wanted to have the similar approach in this as well. Okay. The same, the other dome here, and this time you have, so maybe I will just make a little texture sort of thing, so there's a lot of exposure of light. Okay, and might be some shades and all that, because the light is coming from here, so there is a lot of shades here. This side will have a little more depth because there is almost barely any lights, the possibilities of light here. So this will be a very darker tone, and this becomes a focal point because this is basically your becoming a focal point. Okay, and now probably I'll just leave that white canopy we have there. The same thing actually, but the only thing we are just adding the other extra value is the human. There is a lot of people there, probably it's a cafe, people are here out for having a good time with their coffees and etc. So that's the story. Actually we are just adding a little story to our artwork. Okay, this will be again it's a very far distance, so this will be a little lighter. It's a kind of a learning, you're actually expanding in a horizon to learning the new thing, right? So now since this is coming here in the picture, so this basically falls, there is a shades falling here in this building, so maybe you can just do that, this light. Okay, something like this. So there's a lot of shades here in this building. Now you see how this entire horizon is basically expanding. Your learning is expanding from here to here. How it is expanding, right? Now let's put some human figure here. So quickly, we'll make some people here. try. I mean, must be. I mean, when I started doing this, I was finding a lot of difficulties. Truly speaking, I was having a lot of tough time. But it was not just on a one or two work. I was just making a lot of work in everyday basis, because the reason I just wanted to tell you that why you should be doing, why you should have a certain strategy for this, because I see a lot of people, they get disheartened with a watercolor. They believe that they cannot paint watercolor because it's very unforgettable. This is very frustrating. Please, watercolor is not about. I mean, it's not. It's not a frustrating medium at all. It's just checking your ability or your patience, how much patience you have, your desire, how much you wanted to, how much you love this medium, right? And it it applies to any of your profession, right? If you love something, you have to give your time, right? Your time and energy, right? So your dedication, everything that counts. So this is basically how much time it took. Basically 15 minutes. 15 minutes probably. Once you start doing this, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Now tell me, you don't have 10 minutes for yourself? Even you are so super busy with your work, if you love watercolor, if you want to paint watercolor, will you not be able to find 15-20 minutes for you? Of course you will. Of course you will. The only thing is, you need to tell yourself whether you want to do it or not. Just don't blame watercolor. I'm so upset with the people saying that this is very unforgettable. Uh, I mean, it is so frustrating that I stop painting. No, it is not. It is not. Or maybe some people are saying it's a God gifted. Well, I have a different point of view on this. God gifted, there's nothing called God gifted in art. It's all about your passion, it's all about your interest. Okay? There's nothing, we are all same, we are all equal with all our abilities. It's just that what makes you more, what really appeals you, what really wants you to drive, certain things drives you, right? So it's just about that. And now here we are just adding a little patch here and there, blah blah blah. Okay, so do certain thing, do something like this. And that's exactly this title of this video I made for. If today, because I was doing this, and if I were to if I were a beginner, then I would do this again. And I'm just doing it for you today also. So my friend, this is not just an artwork. It's just you're just creating yourself, your what you really love. So do certain things, and here it is. Here it is. All you have to do is this. Okay, this is your practice book. Create something like this. Make a journal. This is just for your reference. Okay, write down your everyday. If today, suppose 14 I did, at 15th I have not done, means I'm missing something, and that will always be haunting you all the day. Like, okay, your paper is empty, your date is empty, you have not accomplished your task. That kind of a sense of urgency will also really help me. I mean, that really helped me, and that will also help you definitely. So read that book also. I'll give you a description in a link where you can just redirect. And Thank you. Check my Patreon. Support me on Patreon so I can create many videos like this, because I want you to success. I want you to paint watercolor. I can't leave you like that. Okay, so come and join me on Patreon. I have a lot of activities there. All right, so see you very soon.